Hello everybody, it's Maquito. I hope everybody's having a good day and has had a good day so far. We're back. We have a big Saturday slate. We had the Friday slate. I'll go over the picks at the end of the video as always, but there's a big Saturday slate. Just because there's a lot of games doesn't mean I'm gonna have a lot more picks at the end of the day. It's quality over quantity. So I went through all the games, went through all the matchups, went through the plays that are available. So I found some plays that I like, and as always, if I have any added plays, it will be in the pinned comment either later tonight, but more than likely I'll try to post them before game starts, about an hour to 30 minutes, because that's when I get a better understanding of who's gonna play where and stuff like that. So besides, we're coming back from the international break, so it could be a little bit different. Teams could surprise us and stuff like that. So if I do have plays, it will be there. And then any picture that you see on the screen is from the dead app called Outlier. You get a 7-day free trial with my link in the description, so there's no reason not to try it. It's a great resource app. If you use my link, you get access to not just soccer but NBA and NFL as well. It's a great resource app. I'm able to find these plays because of Outlier as well. It helps back up my data on why I like the plays as well. You can find great plays. You can back up yours as well. There's no reason not to try it. 7 days for free, so go ahead and try it. But other than that, I'll get straight into the plays. The first player prop that I found that I like is Nathan Collins to go under 6.5 clearances away from home for Brentford, going up against Brighton. He's gone under in 55% of games so far, so 6 out of 11. So might look like a 50-50 game, but he has a good matchup here against Brighton, who on average allow the second least clearances to opponents. It showed last season. They played each other twice. He went under in both of those games with four clearances in each of those games. So he went under. We just need him to go under 7. He ended with 4 in both, so that's good for us. Brighton are a team that when they play with like short passes, individual skill. They don't really play with long balls and crosses, which is what teams with high clearances against other opponents is what they tend to play. They tend to play a lot of long balls and a lot of crosses and stuff like that. But Brighton is not that type of team. They're a type of team that plays short passes and plays through the middle, plays through skill. And you stop them by either tackling them or intercepting the passes, not really by getting clearances against them. Hence why they allow the second least in general overall. Besides, also, I'd like this play because Brentford are the underdogs in this game, meaning that Brentford are more likely to score first. And if that happens, again, which is more likely to happen, that means Brighton will attack less, Brentford will defend less, and that just means less opportunities for Collins to get those clearances as well. Besides, the corner outlier, he's gone under this mark in his last 8 out of 9 games against top 10 teams for clearances against. The most recent game is the game in which he went over the mark, and that was against West Ham, but they took the early lead in the second half and then defended after that. But again, I don't see Brentford really taking the lead in this game. Brighton is a good team at home. They are the favorites for a reason. I like the line and I like the matchup, so I like Nathan Collins to go under 6.5 clearances. And then the second play that I found that I like is a safer play. Martin Dubravka to go higher than 2.5 saves at home for Burnley, going up against Chelsea. The safe play hit last time, so there's no reason not to do it again. He's gone over in 10 of 11 games so far this season, so he's hit in almost every game but one, so that's a great hit rate. The only game in which he didn't go over was in I believe the second or third game of the season against Sunderland, who on average have allowed the least saves to opponents, so he had the worst possible matchup in that game. But there's a reason why he gets so many saves and so many opportunities, because he plays for Burnley. Last season he played for Newcastle, who was a good defensive team. Now he's playing for Burnley, who on average allowed the most shots to opponents at 17.5. They allow the most shots, hence why he's getting a lot of opportunities to get those saves. He's averaged 4.18 saves per 90. Because of that, he's averaging a little over 4 saves. We need him to get at least 3. He has saved 67.6% of the shots on target that he has faced, which is pretty good, a little above average. He has a great matchup here against Chelsea, who on average have allowed the most saves to opponents at 3.6 a game. Why? They also average the most shots on target per game at 5.6. They're converting on 34% of those shots on target, so they're an average team when it comes to the amount of chances that they're converting, but they shoot the most shots on target a game, and playing against a team who allowed the most shots overall per game. So overall, it's just a great matchup for him to get plenty of chances to get these saves. Cole Palmer is still out, and in the last 5 games without him, opposing keepers have gone over in 5 straight games without Palmer. I mean, whether he's in the game or not, might not correlate. Who knows? but in my opinion, it has to do with his playmaking ability and offensive ability. And Chelsea can still score without him, but they might struggle a little more. Hence why they're getting a lot more shots on target, because they're fighting more to get those chances. And with Palmer getting that toe injury, he will be out even longer. So it's hitting 5 straight in the Prem for opposing keepers. Best matchup possible on both sides, offensively and defensively. Hitting up 1 game so far, so I like this play. Martin Dubravka to a higher than 2.5 saves. But as always, before I get into my money line plays, I would really appreciate if everybody liked the video and commented as well. It's a great way to support the channel. It takes just a second. I mention it every time, whether it's just supporting the channel, asking questions, or putting something random. It helps boost the video out to more people, especially after me coming back from this big break. The video algorithm is not going to boost me up as much because I haven't been posting. So any comment really helps, which I really appreciate. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on notifications so you're notified when these videos go out as well. And another way to know when these videos go out, I have my link to my Discord link in the description. It is completely free. It is not a premium. I do not hide any picks. You can get all my picks for free in this YouTube video and in the pinned comment. It's just for us. I want to get notified when I post, notified when I don't post. Added place item there as well. If I don't post, I add my plays there as well. And it's just a great community where people post their own plays. You can post your plays. A lot of knowledgeable people, and again, it's free. There's no reason not to join. Link for that in the description. The only form of premium that I have is my YouTube membership, which is also linked, or it should be a join button next to the subscribe button. It's just for us. I want to support the channel a little more, and you do get the content out earlier. So if you're not a member, those that are already got all the videos early, these picks early, the video early, and all that. So again, it's a great way to support the channel. So link for that in the description as well. Same with Outlier, which I mentioned in the beginning, who's a great partner, a great sponsor as well. So thank you to them. But other than that, I'll get straight into the rest of the picks. I really want to thank anybody and everybody who supports me in any way. We hit day 1 of the ladder challenge, so we're now on to day 2. I was confident that first play and confident this one again. This is the day 2 of the ladder challenge. I got this from -115. Both of these play are in the English Premier League, and the first play is the Liverpool 3-8 money line going up against Nottingham Forest playing at home. I know they were in bad form before the break and stuff like that, but now they've had time to regroup. It's still Liverpool, and I like their team. They're the much better team. Alisson and Isak are now back from injury, so that's great on the defensive and offensive side as well. And besides, Forest were picking up form. I know they hadn't lost in the last 3. They drew 2 and 1 if I'm not mistaken, but they're second to last place and 19th place for a reason. They have the 2nd worst offense so far and the 4th worst defense. They haven't been clinical, only converting on 23% of shots on target that they've taken. Now they have a tough matchup in Anfield, where Liverpool's a great team defensively, offensively. They have won 4 of 5 games at home in the Prem. So even though they've had this bad form, they still do well at home in the Premier League. So it's just a great matchup overall. And then also in that Scotland game in which Scotland were able to win, Robertson, which is their left back, spoke after the game about how hard it's been for him in general and some of his teammates when it comes to the loss of Diogo Jota, which was a Liverpool player that plays for them, that died not too long ago, a couple months ago, unfortunately next to his brother, due to a car crash, and how it's affected them. They were great teammates and stuff like that, how he played the game for them. And their manager, Liverpool's manager, Arne Slot, mentioned that he didn't really, he acknowledged that he didn't realize how much it affected the players, and they need to try to move on and as a team. And pretty much I can see this game being a game in which they play for him. Last time they had this matchup against Nottingham Forest, they were down in this game, and Diogo Jota was the one who tied the game. So in general, this could mean a lot to the players. They're back, and they could be playing for him as well. Besides, just matchup-wise, Nottingham Forest are really weak at defending set pieces, and Liverpool are great at attacking them. So just overall, matchup-wise, form-wise, and just out-of-game purposes and situations, I like Liverpool in this game. So I like the Liverpool 3-8 money line at home going up against Nottingham Forest. And the second play that I found that I like is also in the Premier League, and that's the Manchester City to win or draw going up against Newcastle. I can honestly see them winning this game, but I'm playing it safe. If you want more value, you could also take a look at them to score 2 as well as a lean, but I'm taking this play just to be safe. City in general are in better form. This play has hit in the last 8 out of 11 games, while Newcastle are winless in 8 of 11 games. They've only won 3 games. They've been inconsistent on both offense and defense, and if you look at the 3 games that they've actually been able to win in the Premier League, they beat Fulham. It took a last-minute winner to win that game. They beat Nottingham Forest, who's a weak team I just mentioned earlier, with one of the goals coming from the penalty spot. And then they barely beat Wolves 1-0 again, who's really weak, who's the worst team in the league. So they beat the last place team in the league, the second last place team in the league, and then they barely won off a 90-minute winner. So they've been inconsistent so far this season against, and they've barely been able to scrape those wins against weaker opposition. Now in a really tough matchup against Manchester City, Dan Burn and Livramento will be out from suspension because of Dan Burn, and Livramento will be out injured, which are big losses. Mainly Dan Burn, who has always been consistent for them, has been a great defensive player for them, and now he's out. City have won 4 straight in the last 7 out of 8 games overall in all competitions. And also Haaland will be playing his game. He has 99 goals in the Premier League. He could get his 100th Premier League goal in this game. He could score against the record holder's former team, so that'd be a good incentive for him. So that's another circumstance there as well. City in general have converted on 40% of shots on target compared to Newcastle's 28. So City is clinical, Newcastle's not. Newcastle is weak at defending the wings, not having to defend against Doku, who's great on the wing, and either Cherki or Savinho, who are 2 good wingers as well. I see City getting at least a point. Again, I see them winning in this game, but I'm taking them to draw just in case something happens. I don't see them losing this game. So for day 2 of the ladder challenge for -115, I like Liverpool to win at home, pair with City to win or draw, going up against Newcastle. And then the second play that I found that I like is both of them are in Spain La Liga. I got this hit for +109. The first play is Barcelona to score 2 at home going up against Bilbao. In general, I don't see this being a 1-0 game. I thought about taking the Barcelona money line, but I like them to score at least 2. They played 3 times last season with this play hitting in all 3 games. They were able to score 2 in 2 of them and 3 in the other one. So they have good history against them last season. And then just injury-wise, Rafinha will be back this game. He's likely to not start. If he does, even better for us. But even if he doesn't, he can come off the bench. Lewandowski's fully healthy again. He's coming off 2 great games off the international break with Poland, getting 3 goals and assists in 2 games with Poland, with one of them being against the Netherlands. So even in tough matchups, he's been able to do great. Now back with Barcelona with a better team overall. And Bilbao's defense usually drops a lot when they play away from home compared to home. If you look at the shots that they've allowed so far this season, they go from 6.6 at home to 12 away. So a big difference when it comes to shots allowed. They haven't been a possession-based team this season, which is dangerous against Barcelona. And most importantly, this is Barcelona's first game in their newly built stadium in the Camp Nou. So their home games that they've played over the last season or 2 has been playing in a separate location. It hasn't been their actual home stadium because they've been building a new one. This is their first game in the new home stadium, so there's going to be a great atmosphere there. They're going to try to show out for the home fans. Bilbao will be without Iñaki Williams, who's a good offensive player for them, and Fermin will likely be playing in the CDM spot because Pedri and De Jong will both be out. So if anything, that just means the midfield will be a lot more offensively based instead of possession based, I guess you can say, which is also good. And in general, with the home game, good matchup. Bilbao being inconsistent, I like to play Barcelona to score 2 at home going against Bilbao. And the second play that I found that I like is another team to score 2, and that's Villarreal to score 2 at home going up against Mallorca. This play has hit in 5 out of 6 games at home so far this season, and Villarreal as a team is known to be a great team because of their offense. They're able to go back and forth between teams. Their offense just has always been good. This play has hit in the last 4 out of 5 games in all competitions. In the 4 games in which they went over, they scored 2, 6, 4, and 2. So they've been able to score a lot in those games. They have so many players that they can rotate from offensively. They have Pepe, Moledo, Gerard Moreno, Mikhalze, Oluwayesi, Buchanan. Even if the players that don't start, obviously they can come off the bench, and that's good because they can provide that energy off the bench. And I like that because in these last 4 games that I mentioned in which they scored a lot of goals, they scored in the first and in the second half in all 4 of those games. So they can start strong and they can finish strong, which is good. So they can score in either half. Mallorca on average, they have a good matchup. They allow the 4th most shots to opponents at 14.3. So just shot-wise, they have a great matchup there too. And this play hit in both games last season. And in both of those games, Villarreal scored in the first and in the second half. So again, they have so many offensive players. They can score early. They can score late, which is what I like. Mallorca have averaged the 5th least possession, which is more for Villarreal to get more chances. Mallorca have conceded in 10 out of 12 games so far, so they've been weak and leaky defensively, while Villarreal have converted on 41% of shots on target so far in the league, which is pretty good, and they're at home in a good matchup. So I like this play for +109, Barcelona and Villarreal to score at least 2 at home. thank you everybody for watching. I will quickly go over last video's picks. Like I mentioned, we hit day one of the ladder challenge for -127. Hoffenheim came through. They drew their game. They scored in the first half. And in general, that play hit, so that was good for us. And then it was a 2-1 day overall, 1-1 player prop wise. Our safer play, which was Diouf to go over 2.5 saves, that hit. I think he might have hit by the first half. He might not have. I think he might have hit by the second half. He had 2, I know for sure, by halftime. But that one was pretty sweat free. But then Pepelu, he had so many chances. I mentioned the passes into the final third. I mentioned his playmaking ability. He had 13 passes into the final third. Valencia had a lot of shots, but his teammates just wouldn't shoot. The read was there. Honestly, I was watching that game, and they were unfortunate to not shoot from his shots. Valencia took the lead, and then after they took the lead, they just started wasting time. They weren't trying to attack anymore, which was a little annoying. But he had so many chances, but unfortunately he did miss. I'm not trying to make any excuses, but it's just frustrating when the plays are like right there, but they don't hit. We were on a great run, player prop wise, anyways. But now, hopefully, I've been able to turn it around money line wise. We hit day one, we're on to day two, and hopefully we can keep the momentum going from that, and just overall from the player props. Like I mentioned, if I have any added plays, it will be in the pinned comment. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.